another worrying trend is that you would be used as a tool to battle the opposition of your master, who happens to be, paying the piper. And if you choose not to, you are pinned down for your journey to job loss, so to say. Now, this is not to say that there are no independent organizations who stand for the truth, but what we have sometimes, even those organizations who stand for the truth, the regulatory agencies who are under government control, they like the broadcast, especially for the broadcast media, they come breathing down your necks. Now, the attacks are from everywhere, from poor remuneration. As we speak, there are journalists who go home with far less than $100 every month, and with emphasis on far less. This is a nation in an economy today where food inflation is on the rise. You go to the market, you can't even, if you take $100 to the market, you can't buy anything. Right. You can't fill up your basket. So these are the challenges that we face as journalists. So it's quite a daunting task, executing your task as a journalist here, keeping up with accountability, keeping up with good governance and all of that. So, it's a problem, yeah.
Sure. There is a very heavy statement, in my opinion, from the Media Rights Agenda Executive Director, please help me with his name, Kelechi Ojo, Mr. Ojo, Edetayan, my goodness. I feel like I'm massacring the name. So he said Nigeria appears to be suggesting that attacking or killing journalists is acceptable and will attract no consequences. That's pretty heavy, Kelechi.
It is heavy, and it's an indictment on the part of the state actors. When we see a situation where people are being maimed, people are being killed, journalists are being attacked, and nobody is brought to book. I mean, no, we don't find the perpetrators. We don't find investigations ongoing to arrest, to put this menace in check. And sometimes we even find out that the state actors are sometimes responsible for some of these actions. And just to say on the side, but then it's a sad situation that we have here. And until we begin to tackle, state actors must take responsibility, because journalists are citizens as well. Mm-hmm. We are doing our jobs. We are executing the tasks that have been given to us. And so we have to be, taken care of as well. And if in the event that this doesn't happen, we're just edging towards a chaotic situation in our country.
Right. Kelechi, my last question to you would be your experience as a female journalist in Nigeria, because I don't know why we are targeted as female journalists. Earlier on we had statistics indicating that 73% of women journalists that were surveyed in that, survey by UNESCO have experienced online violence, a form of online violence.
Well, I would say that I've had, a few of my experiences, and some of my colleagues as well, female colleagues, who've had experiences in the course of doing our jobs. I recall once that I had to actually leave a workplace, a place I had worked before, because the environment was very toxic. It wasn't a conducive environment for me to work in. I wasn't, I wasn't flourishing there. I had a male boss who was just being very antagonistic for whatever reasons that were, that he deemed fit. But I've also had, female colleagues who come forth and share their experiences, sexual harassment in workplaces, and then, we don't get paid as much as the male colleagues.
Right.
Well, that was before, but then we're trying to correct that trend, and so many other incidences. So we find ourselves in situations where it's quite dicey, and we're just thriving to make sure that we do our part in society to make things work.
Right.
And it behoves on government and other key players to help us to do our jobs. Mm-hmm. To make sure that there's a level playing ground, there's a conducive environment for us to thrive as journalists, not just female female journalists, male journalists as well,
Right.
because they're also being attacked, you know.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much, Kelechi Emekelan, a journalist. They're joining us all the way from Nigeria. Thank you so much, Kelechi.